Hey y'all, I'm Mysfit.
And I'm Shania.
And we're the hosts of
Keep It a Buck.
Each week we're gathering 6 guys and we're asking them the questions that we women want to know the answers to.
Do you think they could keep it real with us?
I don't know, but we gonna learn today.
Let's look at the guys that we have.
This week we have...
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Easy.
I'm AJ.
Yo, my name is Emmanuel Stead. I go by TBIYTC. What up, everybody? I go by Deuce.
What's going on? Rich Cordova, the Ratchet Gentleman, baby.
Okay, so let's get down to it. Sex on the first date. What do you think about it?
Sex on the first date. Well, I gotta keep it real. If you throwing it, I'm catching it. I've definitely had sex on the first date, multiple times. And it's all on intent, If I'm going on this date in order to get the draws, then that's what I'm on. But if I like you and we end up kind of vibing and we had, it go down like that, that's how it go down, It doesn't make me think any less of you. And again, it depends on my intent. If I intend on, having you for a certain amount of time and your expiration date is up, then that's cool. It all depends on what you're trying to do.
So the next question is, what's the difference between talking, dating, being a friends with benefits, and a serious commitment? What are the limits of each?
Man, that's a loaded question right there. That's like a loaded baked potato from Wendy's right there.
And we expecting you to eat it up, so we need you.
You feel me? Honestly, again, it goes back to intent. You know what I'm saying? If I intend on having a solid foundation with you, because how you start is how you finish. You feel me? You got to really evaluate your role, you feel me, your goal with that person, and how to get there. If we friends with benefits and, you know what I'm saying, you trying to come to Thanksgiving dinner, that's not what's up. So you got to have a conversation. You feel me? You set the boundaries and you act accordingly. Now, we can set boundaries and you continually to press that button, now that's a different conversation we gotta have.
Okay, so last question. What would you basically consider cheating?
That's
It's a tough question.
That's
Right.
Because again, it goes back to your intent. You know what I mean? If you communicating with, the opposite sex with the intent on getting something, that's sexual, then okay, cool. But if y'all talking business or, there's somebody who watching your kids or, it depends on what the intent of the conversation is. If it feel wrong, not to do it. Put yourself in that other person's shoes. When I flip out, if this was happening to me, I think, using that mirror, that's definitely one of the best ways to check yourself. You feel me?
That's hardcore facts.
Yo, I go by TBIYTC. That stands for the best is yet to come.
What's up? So first question is, sex on the first date. What's your opinions on it?
Personally, depending on the mood. If the mood right, I don't really care. Sex good.
Are you gonna look at her differently? Like, do you think she's a tease if she hold out, or do you think that if she give it up, she easy? Like, how do you feel about that?
Hell no, I don't think that means she easy. I feel like if you give it up, you probably just like what you seen. They ain't gonna make me look at you no different. Now maybe if you afterwards, probably.
Okay, our next question is, what's the difference between talking, dating, friends with benefits, and a serious committed relationship? What's on and off limits?
See, when I hear talking, I hear children. Like, I don't consider talking. I feel like that means you can do what you want to do, or you afraid of what everybody else thinks, so you just telling people, yeah, we just talking. So when you do what you want to do, you can say, no, we just talking. We ain't doing that. Now, you in a relationship, that's when you okay with who you with, you confident with them and shit. You want everybody to know, and just you know what you want. You just want some. That's it.
Put it out there for them to hear you. Okay. Last question for you is, what would you consider cheating?
Me personally, I think cheating is it's a lot of different levels to it, whether it's text messaging. But I think that's only if you have that agreement with the person. So if you know you in a relationship with a person and you texting other bitches or you texting other niggas, let's say general. But that's cheating. I mean, it don't necessarily, because I think that start another communication with somebody else. Basically, now you fucking with two hearts. So that's what I consider cheating.
What's good? I'm AJ.
Hey AJ, how you doing? All right. So first question is, what do you think about sex on the first date?
If you could elaborate more on that, other than it being a good thing.
Okay, so basically, if you had sex with a girl on a first date, would you look at her as easy, or if she held out, would you look at her as a tease?
I'm experienced, so I could say for most guys, if you the reward is so much greater, he does feel different about you if you do hold out. A lot of the times, guys will say, they ain't gonna look at you no different if you do give it in on the first date. However, depending on the dude, that might be a lie. You got some people though that have done, sex on the first date and they still together, 7 years later. So everybody's story, everybody's situation is different.
You can wait till 6 months to get dropped like a bad habit. It really has no time limit. But the second question is, what's the difference when it comes to friends with benefits, talking, dating, or in a serious committed relationship? What's on and off limits when you're, in either situation?
You have to have an understanding. My advice would be to establish, what the fuck you got going on before you get deep into something. If you talking, a lot of people say that when you're loyal in that phase, that shit shows that you really want to fuck with somebody when you being loyal during that talking stage. Because a lot of people, they be like, I'm dating, we talking, I can talk to whoever I want. But if you stick to that one, that shows like, oh man, you really fucking with me. So
okay, I like your answer. Last question is, what would you consider cheating?
well, everybody's situation is different. Some people think it is the intent itself, conversation. Some people think it can be the action, The action for sure, I think everybody agrees on, but some people be like, oh yeah, you hearting another bitch pictures. That's cheating to me. You told her she looked good, that's cheating to me. Some people even go as far as, if we got a guy group, some guys, we got guy groups and we share, little provocative things, sexual things. And depending on who you messing with, she might be like, I feel like that's cheating in a sense. So it's different degrees to it all. It all just depends on who you messing with. But yeah, action for sure. I think we can agree across the board, that's cheating. Kissing, simple touching, like, if you wouldn't want nobody to do it to you, then, that's pretty much cheating. Like, you could be like, oh yeah, I just grabbed the ass. You making a big deal. But it's like, if a nigga grabbed your girl ass, how would you feel?
Period.
So,
Yes.
What's up, y'all? My name is Emmanuel Stead. Some people call me E-Man, either or. Shout out to Body University.
What's up, E-Man? All right, this is your first question. So, sex on the first date, what's your opinion on it?
I ain't really against it. It depends on what you're looking for, like as an individual. If y'all just come together knowing y'all not looking for nothing serious in the first place, it's just fun. I feel like it's alright, it's cool, you know what I'm saying? But if you a person who get attached kind of quick, I don't think it's good for you though, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know, like if it's the first date, you don't really know too much about that person anyway. So if you end up getting attached to them, then it's like,
Don't do it.
yeah, just
Don't.
it might not turn out too well because you don't know where they stand, you know what I'm saying?
Sex is a soul tie, so I get that.
Period. What's the difference between talking, dating, and being in a serious relationship? What's on and off limits when it comes to one versus the other?
I feel like when you talking, it ain't too much ain't off limits, because y'all not really serious at all. When you dating, kind of the same thing. Like ain't too much. I don't think nothing is really off limits until y'all serious with each other.
Alrighty.
Okay, and then your last question is, what would you consider cheating?
Oh man, anything that involve any type of like, cause cheating ain't just sexual. You feel me? Like anything that involve pretty much like lustful intentions. You feel me? I think that's cheating.
What's going on? Reese Cordova, the Ratchet Gentleman, baby.
What's up, Reese? So, first question is, sex on the first date. What's your opinions on it?
I'm cool with it. I don't think that makes you a slut or nothing like that. I'm cool with it. You grown. I'm grown. Shit.
Let's do it. Okay. So the next question is, what's the difference between talking, dating, and being in a serious committed relationship? What's on and off limits?
Talking just means that you and I understand that we like each other in some sort of way, and we might be intimate, but ain't nothing really off limits because you're not my girlfriend, and obviously I'm not your man. If we're dating, then that means that I have a serious interest in you, and I'll take you places. We can go out. We still can show affection for each other and things like that. But the interest is much more serious because I'm looking to see how far we can go. In a serious relationship at this point, we're dating for a reason, and the exclusivity is it should be understood that I'm only gonna be with you intimately. We only gonna have sex with each other, and that I'm not gonna lead anybody on outside this relationship, and neither would you.
All right. So, what would you consider cheating?
The opposite of that. If you make anybody think that they got a chance, or I make anybody think they got a chance with me, that's cheating a little bit. But it's not really cheating.
A little bit.
Having sex with somebody. But I still think that's like the emotional cheating. Because you did the part of our relationship that was the most sacred to me is our bond. It's not just whether or not I can have sex with you. You know what I'm saying? So when you get the emotional part away, that like you give somebody the chance that to think that they might be able to take you from me, that's still cheating to me.
Okay, period.
What up, everybody? I go by Deuce. I'm a little nervous, I ain't gonna lie.
Welcome, Deuce. First question is, what do you think about sex on the first date?
Man, I mean, it tell a lot about the character, but it's all about knowing what you want, you feel me, and being able to have that kind of communication. So if y'all had that communication afterwards, y'all was real cool afterwards, it is what it is, and if y'all just stick to it being one night, it's just one night.
Period. Cool. Okay, so the next question is, what's the difference between talking, dating, and being in a serious committed relationship? What's on and off limits when it comes to each category?
Sounds to me like looking at a car, test driving a car, and buying a car. You feel me? You talking to it, you looking at it. You dating, you taking it for a test drive, figuring out that throttle, you feel me? How that leather work, you feel me? Sunroof top, if it's fully loaded, or if you need to add some rims to it to add some shine, you feel me? And then when you married, it's like, all right, you cashing out, finance me, forever and ever.
So, what would you consider cheating?
I feel like you got two different multiple forms of cheating. You got like a long term, you got just like a short term cheating. When I say like a short term cheating, like you would appreciate a person better when they get their animal out of them. You feel me? Like when they feel like, all right, this is exactly what I want. You appreciate a guy better, you appreciate a girl better when all their curiosity and stuff like that is out the window.
So basically throw out their whole phase.
You gotta get through the whole phase. Everybody had a whole phase.
What's those ones?
I never had one.
You might still be going through it. You might still be going through it.
We're
Okay,